Hello, hello! This is Casual Ace Gaming. Welcome to Shockslayer Presents Pokemon Crystal Clear. I'm gonna skip the intro. It's kind of short anyway, not really anything but a Swinub jumping for joy at some cake. Understandable. It's a cute Pokemon. This is actually one of my favorite ROM hacks. I haven't played it since 2.3, so it's been quite a while. It's a hack that I would actually go back to frequently, but I also tend to go back to Pokemon Emerald a lot, so... And I've been playing a lot of other ROM hacks, so I haven't really been keeping up with this too much. So I figured, hey, let's record this. It's been updated pretty good since I last played. First things first, you'll notice, we can actually select whichever region we want to start in. Select Johto, or select Kanto. Either is fine. Also, I want to point out that when you select Kanto, this is the only area that has a difficulty region of 5 stars. Cinnabar Island. If you remember from Gen 2, Cinnabar Island got hit by a volcano eruption, and so you're literally trapped on an island with no way to escape it, unless you have Surf or Fly, which you probably won't do when you start the game. So you'll have to grind against a whole bunch of, well, actually, I don't even know how you would be able to grind, because I don't think there's any way to catch Pokemon this early, nor can you actually fish. Anyway, I'm not going to select Kanto even though that would be kind of cool, a little quirky, a little bit unique. I will select Johto, as basic as that sounds, and I'm going to be starting in Ecruteak City. There's a couple of reasons for this. One, I have always vibed with the Ecruteak. It's my favorite town music in all Pokemon games. Heart Gold, Soul Silver really did it justice. I love the music there. Plus, it's also the center of, well, everything. You're really close to Olivine, which has the ship that lets you go to Kanto. I don't know why I forgot the name of that region for a second. It's also pretty close to Goldenrod. And you're also really close to the very first gym, if you wanted to do that. It's pretty much in the center of Johto, I think. Even though Goldenrod is known as the center, I think this is a little bit closer. So I'll start there. And we also get character customization. Something else that's not really done in too many ROM hacks. I like this. So we can also select our character model. If you want to go for Chris or Chris, you can do so. The generic trainers for the game. You also have the ones for Gen 1 and, you know, Gen 3's Gen 1, but in 2D form for Gen 2. You can also select blue if you want to, or even yellow. That's a manga character that's been implemented for the game. You also have Silver and Lena. I'm not sure exactly who Lena is, but you can play as them if you want to. Or you can play as a Team Rocket Grunt. Personally, I really like Leaf's character. I know it says Green, but I've always called her Leaf because that's what her name is in the, well, Leaf Green. I never touch grass, so number 7 is actually literally my skin color. And then we can also select the color of hair and shading and all that good stuff if you want to change that. I'm not going to really select any of these because I can change it manually through this thing. And I already have a color combination set up in mind. 3, 8, 15. That's the one I want to go for. Kind of a midnight blue silverish color. I like it. I vibe with it. And that's pretty much it. If you want to change things manually, you can do so, or you can just pick things by the colors that are already given to you. When you select edit, the top color is basically your skin tone, and then the other color is like the shading and your hair color. Save changes. And then you go for your name. As always, I will select Ace for my name. 3 characters, very simple. Then you can change the bag color if you want to. I'm just gonna go for gray. I do like grayscale. It's very bland, very blah. It's very me. I've actually heard people complain that I tend to speak with a monotone, which, yeah, that's true. I actually don't disagree with that. Mostly it's because as non-Pokemon related as this is, I have a mild health condition where breathing is actually kind of difficult for me. So I just tend to speak monotone because it's the best way for me to continuously speak and not have to worry about making sure I'm actually getting oxygen properly. You can also select different bag types. Got the Reggies if you want to select those. And you also have a little bit of cringe with the Among Us characters. Skip past all those because there is one I want to use. And it's this one. I like that. Actually looks really cool. I like the black and yellow. Really meshes well. And it shows you what it looks like when all the different bags are open, different bag pockets. I'm gonna select that one. And then you can also change your gear color. I'm just gonna go for gray. And you have multiple starters that you can choose from. You have all the Kanto starters, all the Johto starters, Pikachu and Eevee, and then you have some extras. Psyduck, Slowpoke, Seal, Growlithe, Houndour, Ponyta, Voltorb, Porygon, Vulpix, Pichu, Cleffa, these are all the babies. Even Tyrogue. All the babies. And then you have the hard mode. Smeargle. And Ditto. And Unknown. And Magikarp. And Shuckle. Yeah, these are hard mode if you really hate yourself or you hate the game. Then you can take it out on abusing these Pokemon if you want to, I guess. Now, I do play this game, well, I used to, a lot. And I would always, every single time, choose Houndour. Decent typing. Since this is compatible with the original games, you can actually theoretically trade with other Pokemon Crystal games that are vanilla games, and it's also compatible with Pokemon Stadium 2. There's no physical special split, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I'm a little bit used to it, so I don't really care. Dark and Fire is a pretty decent typing, and considering you can't normally get Houndour till Kanto anyway, it's kind of a refreshing change of pace to be able to start with Houndour. However, I always pick that. So I want to give myself a little bit of a challenge, and use a Pokemon that I absolutely do not like. Pikachu. I've never liked Pikachu. It's cute. That's all it has going for it. I was never really a fan of Pokemon Yellow. I got Let's Go Eevee instead of Let's Go Pikachu just because I really don't like Pikachu. Although, to be fair, in the Let's Go games, both Pikachu and Eevee have had their stats increased to make them viable as partner Pokemon. So Pikachu's a little bit more decent, but I still just don't like it. However, let's give myself a challenge. Why not? And what time is it? Good question. It is 7:25 p.m. and it is currently Sunday. Kind of dating the video, but that's fine, I guess. After you select the day, if you were to be holding select, you can skip all this intro text. But this is, kind of a new series for the channel, so I'm just gonna go ahead and read it all anyway. I'll put a timestamp on screen if you already have seen this and you don't really care to hear it again. Hey there guys, it's your old pal Shockslayer, and today I'm going to tell you everything in slow-mo text because you can't change the text speed. I encourage you to read the documentation online. I always bitch and moan and complain incessantly that there's never any documentation in-game, but this actually has a lot of documentation in-game. That's actually what this part here is a lot of it, and a lot of it's actually pretty easy to find. Number 1, the world has been opened up. There's less restrictions on traveling and navigating areas within the game. New services and pathways have been added as well, and we'll come to those shortly. The game scales with badges. One of the few hacks to actually do this correctly. I'm actually getting kind of sick and tired of all these ROM hacks that are trying to implement scaling by basing it on your team levels, which makes the game unnecessarily hard for no reason and makes catching Pokemon kind of a pain in the ass. It also makes it easy to cheese the game by just depositing your entire team and withdrawing a bunch of level 5s, and then everybody has level 5s. It's it's not a good implementation in any sense. This one, however, is how it should be done. In fact, Game Freak even thinks so, because that's how it's done in Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I believe also in the Scarlet and Violet games as well. It scales with badges. This means that as you progress, trainers will be stronger, and more things will be available. Gyms can also be re-challenged at any unlocked level by talking to the Pokeball statue. Please note that certain trainers related to story events will not scale, such as the sages in Sprout Tower or the Kimono Girls. Kimono Girls are the girls that are in Ecruteak City that have all the EV evolutions. I think they're level 35. Same with the sages in Sprout Tower. I found that out the hard way the first time I played this, when I just tried to play it like a normal Crystal game. I went straight to Sprout Tower and got swept by a level 35 Victory Bell. Would not recommend right off the bat. Also, number 3, new features. A good start is checking out the options and music menus. You'll be given a Dex tracker, which can be enabled to allow chaining, a method for hunting competitive or shiny Pokemon. Hunting for specific IVs if you want to. Although, to be fair, in this game they're called DVs, but same thing. It's just out of 15 instead of out of 31. You'll notice that after you get your starter, you will be asked to save. Combined with the quick continue feature, you'll be allowed to reset for a shiny much faster. Gift Pokemon, like the starter, have increased odds. However, all other encounters are still 1 in 8192. Certain events, like releasing a roaming Pokemon, and I'll show the overworld sprite as shiny, and we'll play the sound. Number 4, a handful of new or restored areas have been added. None are required to finish the game. 5, non-canon stuff, like stuff that they added for themselves, like special areas. It's all tucked away, so it's out of the way. You don't have to worry about anything other than the Elite Four. All of the new stuff will be completely optional. The Elite Four has been changed up to include, I think, like developers and testers for the game. Number 6, all 251 Pokemon are available to catch or obtain in some way. The Pokédex has been completely reworked and now contains more information than ever before. Detailed encounter data and info on legendary side quests can be found there. Number 7, this ROM hack is still compatible with the original games. This includes Pokemon Stadium 2, which has been tricked to believe that you've already caught 150 Pokemon, so that way you can easily transfer without limitations. Number 8, a lot of things are renewable. This includes roaming Pokemon, any stationary encounters, and gift Pokemon. Most of these are reset by beating the Elite Four. And then you can check out the help info in the moves tab in the Pokédex, as a list where all the move tutors and other helpful NPCs are located, including HMs. Number 9, you can have a Pokemon follow you if you want to. Pressing select on the Pokemon party screen chooses your partner. As you walk with them, they'll grow to like you even more. You can skip this text next time by holding select. Enjoy the game. Save for soft resetting? Yes. Because I will actually be doing this. I'll just edit out the constant resetting, because I'll probably be resetting like 1,000 times to get the decent starter. I want to have decent IVs, or DVs. I'm going to probably keep referring to them as IVs, just because that's how I've been used to calling them. They're effectively the same thing. Again, it's just instead of being scaled to 31 in later gens, it's scaled to 15 in Gen 1 and 2. And it's easy to see what the IVs, DVs, are by giving your Pokemon a nickname, because it tells you right here. And it's not very good. 4013-810, which is also listed here. 4013-810, which refers to your HP, attack, defense, special, or sorry, speed, and then special. Special DVs are basically counted for your attack and defense, for special attack and special defense. Kind of a weird way to implement it. It's how it is in vanilla, so it's just how it is. Yeah, I don't really care too much for these. I want to have really good speed and special. Preferably good attack. I'm indifferent to HP and defense as long as I can hit hard and hit fast. Even though it's a Pikachu, I should be fine. So I'm going to be resetting a few times, and I'll get back to you guys once I have decent DVs. And by God, I think I got it. I've nicknamed it Pookie. Anybody who's familiar with the Garfield comic series, that's what he names his teddy bear. I don't know why I picked it, it's just the first thing that came to mind. Pookie, Pika, I mean, it's close enough, right? Speed 13, special 15, I guess that's fine. Got kind of a weak hidden power, which is what that POW 40 bug is supposed to be. It tells you the hidden power is 40, and the type is bug. Which means that it comes into a physical move, I'm pretty sure. It also tells you your happiness level, so if you're walking around with your Pokemon, the happiness will go up a little bit better. It's not terrible, I think. That's a current stat spread. And as for the moves, by double slap, not very good. Neither is growl. Thundershock, it's kind of iffy. Light ball, however, will double, I'm pretty sure, your special attack. Effectively. So my 11 becomes 22 when I'm in battle. But this is the house that you start out in. Well, I think it varies depending on whichever town you start in. You can actually heal by sleeping in your bed. As for options, I want to change the text speed to fast, obviously. Battle animations on or off, ask to switch, yes or no. Sound, always better to have stereo. Always run. I don't like the running in this game, per se. It's not terrible, it's just, it pretty much just moves your character fast when you're actually moving, but if you're trying to like turn in place, it doesn't really consider it running, so it's a little bit wonky when you're trying to move and turn around. It's a little bit weird to me. As for this, I always select 6. When you count on or off, I don't like that. But there's also other things like encounters fancy. I'm pretty sure that's just, you want to have the default, or you can have fast, which means it's like an instant into the battle. Nurse, normal or quick. I prefer quick. You don't have to talk to her, or I mean, you have to talk to her, but she doesn't have a whole ass conversation with you. She just takes your Pokemon, heals it, and says, okay, get the hell out, basically. Continue, I prefer quick. And you can also change your gear color and pack design from here. And last flown, you can either have it be wherever the starting point is for the region, so New Bark Town for Johto, Pallet Town for Kanto, or save wherever you last flew to, and then print doesn't actually do anything because we don't have a Game Boy printer. And we also have a music option, which has lots of different options. And when I say lots of different options, I mean this next page as well. You can have low HP warning. No. Thank you. I love this game so much, purely because of this. I get sick and tired of that constant chime in your ear for it. You can also disable the music if you want to. But, I mean, my voice is apparently too monotone, so I would rather have a little bit of music to lighten it up a little bit. But without any further ado, messing around with settings, dicking around with things, you have access to your PC, of course. Online, which is main PC, Bill's PC, Aces, and Professor Oak. Or you can just select local, which is your PC only. I think oh, I don't have an item. Okay, that's fair. Let's get out of here. And you can see this is my house, right next to the Pokemon Center. Whichever town you select, it pretty much takes a random house that's, you know, doesn't have any actual use to the game, and pretty much just makes it yours. So that's my house. I think I want to come in here, because this guy... See, that's what I'm talking about when it comes to running. It's kind of hard to actually navigate around. You're in an adventure with your Pokemon. Well, what's an adventure without treasure hunting? Am I right or am I right? Sure, I guess. This guy gives us the item finder. Always good to pick this up, because sometimes I do forget where some of the items are. I know where most of them are in gold, but some of them are different locations in crystal, or different items. And yeah, you can check out Critique's Burn Tower. In terms of actual gyms, though, just to show really quick, this guy's usually got a whole bunch of like level 20 Pokemon, all Ghastlies. Diamond Pearl Platinum music really slaps in this, I gotta say. we do happen to have a Ghastly, and it's level 3. And because Ghastly is relatively weak, that's another reason why I wanted to start here, because I can get some really quick, easy levels on my Pokemon here. And again, we can re-challenge the gyms if we want to. It's a really good, easy way to actually grind levels if you want to, because trainer Pokemon always give you more experience. Like I'm already level 6. Trendling Tail Whip, I'm not really that interested, so no. And his last Ghastly, easily knocked out. I'm already level 7. I get 60 for each of these. And you also get a little bit of money. But yeah, if you talk to Doom Statue, level cap 10. Oh, they actually have level caps implemented now. Interesting. If you were to head into the grass. Here's the quick encounter, by the way. Levels are a little bit higher, so you do need to be careful on where you select your starter town, because you could just end up running into a bunch of level 30 Pokemon, and you might not want to do that. I probably would lose here, so I need to try to run if I can. Oh good, I escaped. See, I'm sprinting in place, and it won't let me actually go into the Pokemon Center. And that's the quick nurse. Much better. And automatically turns you away, so you don't have to accidentally double tap A and talk to her again and feel awkward while you spamming B. All that good stuff. So here we are, about 10 hours later from the last little bit that you just saw. I took a little bit of a break because I was going to start streaming, and then my internet died and was out for like 2 hours. And the whole thing gave me such a bad headache, I just took a nap, ended up falling asleep. I just woke up, decided to come back to recording. Internet's fun. I don't like Spectrum. Anyway, I do want to actually take on the gym this episode. Episode 1, Badge 1. I figured that's kind of fitting. I just leveled up. I fought a Pidgeotto that was level 16. Somehow managed to win because it decided not to actually attack me. Thank you. I appreciate that. I taught Thunder Wave because Growl kind of sucks. So does Bide and Double Slap, but Growl's even worse. However, because it is a Pikachu, it's, you know, the mascot of the Pokemon series, I do want to go somewhere. I got stuck fighting a trainer on the way to my location, but I get to level up at least. But I do want to check out something here in Goldenrod. I assume it's still here in this update. It looks like he is. Hello there. I am a traveler from far across the land, who has searched far and wide. That's kind of copyrighted music, but alright. For knowledge on unlocking the powers that are hidden inside of all Pokemon. I've been to many events, so I know how to teach your Pokemon some moves that they normally can't learn. Some people have started referring to me as the event move tutor. Basically, if Pikachu could learn anything, any move, via an event, like Dizzy Punch for example, then you can teach it from this guy. There's another one in the other radio tower in Lavender, and he teaches all of the Kanto TMs, the Gen 1 TMs. If your Pokemon can learn TM in Gen 1, then it can learn it here. Pretty useful. It makes it so that way your Pokemon technically still is legal. I'm going to get rid of Double Slap. I'm going to go through these moves and just double check, see what all I can learn. However, you can only teach one move at a time, then you gotta go talk to him again, or you can just come over here to the PC, go to someone's PC, and you get event moves right here. And you can just teach infinitely from here. It's also worth noting that this is only moves that it would have learned from events, so like Light Screen, it can learn, I think, leveling up. And I think you can also teach it via TM and all that, but you can't teach it here because it was never a event exclusive move. Hooky with Pedal Dance. That might actually be interesting. I'm not a fan of Rampage moves, but it's grass type, and that's actually kind of useful. I'm sorry, I just can't see Pikachu with a scary face. Although I'm sure its singing ability is magnificent. I've heard the Pika rap, I know how good it can be. It's all the moves that it can learn, though. Not a whole bunch. More likely you can learn a whole bunch of TMs, though, so I think I'm going to head over to Kanto. That's not how you get there. Although, there's an item. Picked up TM09, which is Psych Up. Kind of a useful move. It's better when it's paired with moves like Swagger, but I don't have any use for it here. But yeah, now we're just in Saffron. I could just go straight to go pick up TM29 Psychic, since we can do that. But I don't have anything that can learn it right now, so I'm just not going to bother. I'll go back to it later. I want to try to miss as many of these trainers as I can, but I think I have to fight some of them, unfortunately. Because even though it's an open world ROM hack, you still have cut trees in some places. I don't understand why. Like, why is this blocked off? You're just making me face trainers I don't really care to face. But there's another way to get into Lavender. Freaking easy way to get into Lavender Town. I'm gonna head straight for the tower. Hey, guy. Oh, it's not this one, it's the other one. There we go. I'm just an old man, but I've got a rather large CD collection. Yes, I'm quite a collector of old TMs. If you like, I can teach your Pokemon some of these rare moves. Teach a move? Sure, because there's a lot of TMs that you can teach Pikachu thanks to Pokemon Yellow. Like, there's a lot of moves, but nothing that's super fantastic. I just thought Dizzy Punch, but I'd rather actually have Body Slam. So, yeah. And just like with the other guy, if you go to the PC, you can check someone's PC and then you have access to both event moves and Kanto TMs. And so that applies to pretty much anything that was in Gen 1 for Kanto TMs, any Pokemon that's a Gen 1 Pokemon that could learn TMs, obviously. And then event moves is for Gen 1 and Gen 2. So that's a little bit more applicable because it also goes through every move in the game, I'm pretty sure. Whereas the Kanto TMs obviously just list the moves that were TMs in Gen 1 only. And since there's some moves that were TMs in this gen and the previous gen, there's, I think, only 35 moves that you can learn. Okay, you're literally level 12, basic-ass bitch. Level 12. Red health, paralyzed. Please catch. Thank you. I wanted this thing to actually be the sequel, but I forgot. Numbers weren't really introduced until Gen 3. You get capital letters and lowercase letters. That's it. But it's also beast mode. But this gym is pretty much just going to be a breeze for Pikachu. Because I can just easily use Thunder Shock and knock everything out. I checked documentation, as you should. I was curious about the changelog. I wanted to see what actually was changed. There's a lot that's been changed since I last played this game. But the level cap, I believe, is just telling you what the highest level is in this gym, in case you want to implement your own level cap, so you don't overlevel. That is actually pretty awesome. Because it gives you the option to stop overleveling if you want to. And it doesn't force something onto you that you might not want. It makes it so that way it's still a fun game for everybody. Take notes, ROM hack devs. It's not that hard. Speaking of not that hard. Also, her face. I'm just gonna sweep through everybody. I don't really need to show me beating up a bunch of Ghastlies, because I think that's all these trainers will actually have. Maybe Mischievous? But it doesn't really seem like it. Well, it's everybody. And now on to this guy. Good of you to have come. Here in Ecruteak, Pokemon have been revered. It's said that a rainbow-colored Pokemon will come down to appear before a truly powerful trainer. I believe that tale, so I have secretly trained here all my life. As a result, I can now see what others cannot. Just a bit more. With a little more, I could see a future in which I meet the Pokemon of rainbow colors. You're gonna help me reach that level. I think your dream is about to end here and now. Sorry, guy. I'd apologize, but you use ghost types in Gen 2, so you kinda had it coming to you. I think I'd just pretty much sweep his entire team with Thundershock, to be honest. This one is level 10, so it's the highest level Ghastly I've actually fought. But yeah, Thundershock still just takes out everything. And down goes his last Ghastly. No level out of that one, though. I'm not good enough yet. Again, you're using ghost types in Gen 2. There's only 4 total. And we also get TM30, which I believe is Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is physical in this game, so you want to teach it to a physical attacker. Causes damage and may reduce special defense, which is kind of an oversight. And we can just fall through the floor. But it's kind of cool. We do have a badge. A whole single badge all to ourselves there. But I think we'll go ahead and end it off right here at home. What I want to do with this series is try to create, I'm not sure how doable this actually is, I want to try to create a living Pokedex, which means that I catch literally every Pokemon in the game, all 251, and that means I have actually 251 separate Pokemon. It's kind of a crazy feat to do, but I do want to try to do it, so that's going to do it for this episode. I got a badge down. By the time you guys see me again, I'll have a Snorlax. So that's, I guess, 3 Pokemon down, 248 to go. Hooray. If you're liking the videos, feel free to drop a like. Feel free to drop a dislike if you don't like the videos. It is Gen 2, I understand. But this is actually one of my favorite ROM hacks. Things done right. I like it. If you're interested in catching live streams, or seeing more videos coming out, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And I'll catch you guys next time. Take care. Man, I just vibe with this music. I love it.